Good morning. Please do sit down. As Vice-Chancellor of the University, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this morning's ceremony for the School of Education. May I introduce the platform party and welcome on my right Dr. Andrew Clutterbuck, who's the Pro-Vice-Chancellor for UK Education Partnerships, and on my left, Miss Sal Jarvis, Dean of the School of Education. And may I also particularly welcome all our graduands and their families and friends to this morning's ceremony. I have pleasure now in calling upon Miss Sal Jarvis to address the Assembly.
Good morning, and a warm welcome to all our graduates and your families and friends who join us on this important day. I am delighted and proud to be sharing this special moment with you, celebrating all that you've achieved with us and looking ahead to bright new futures for every one of you. It's certainly been a phenomenal few years of change and growth for the university itself. We've invested heavily in creating a fantastic environment that will benefit many future generations. We've come a long way, and today we are proud to be a thoroughly modern university that's continuing to develop to ensure that our students have world-class resources in a world-class environment. And if you can take anything from our developments, and in particular perhaps the College Lane campus development over the past year, it is this: we must all continue to grow and to change. So remember our motto: seek knowledge throughout life. As teachers, when we stop learning, we should stop teaching. To be successful in today's world, you have to grow and be adaptable. Over the past few years, the economy and job market have improved considerably. There is renewed optimism in many sectors. But that still doesn't mean that everything will be easy for many people like you graduating across the UK. What we've tried to do is to help you to stand out. When you chose the University of Hertfordshire, you chose a university focused on honing the attributes, skills and attitudes that will open doors and enable you to contribute, whatever the economic climate. The experiences that you have had with us as you have embarked on the start of your career as a teacher have not only challenged you intellectually, as all higher education courses should, but have also challenged you personally and practically, giving you the opportunity to learn and to grow in both university and real school classrooms. Your tutors and I have watched you develop not only your academic knowledge and your practical skills, but your confidence and your creativity, making you a real asset to the schools that you have joined right from day one. And sharing this day with you reinforces for me the value of higher education in partnership with schools in producing outstanding, rounded teachers, bursting with fresh ideas, drive, and the passion to transform young lives. In choosing teaching, you have chosen such a worthwhile profession. In my perhaps biased view, there are few better. You should feel very proud of your achievements so far and of the path you are embarking upon. You know that teaching is a challenging and competitive profession. But I know you will find opportunities to progress, and you should never doubt the difference that you can make. Your dedication and the high level of skills that you have developed at the University of Hertfordshire will contribute greatly to the nation as a whole. Of course, what you will also know is that your learning did not end when you finished your course. Although here today you are being recognised for your award, this is just the start of building your outstanding future practice. What you have today is a tremendous foundation of theory and practical skills that you will build on every year. And whatever you do next, wherever your careers take you, you all share a common link. You are all part of a burgeoning international network of Hertfordshire alumni. With that comes a certain responsibility to do good in the world, to make the best use of your skills, and in turn help others. So while you are enjoying your new lives and careers, I hope that you will think of us and keep in touch. Every year we welcome back alumni who have gone on to achieve success all over the world and who feel passionately about giving something back, sharing their stories and insights, employing students and graduates. Our alumni are so important to continued success. You have all benefited from the skills and experience of your school-based mentors, and in the future, you too could become someone who makes an incredible difference to the lives of others and encourages others to follow in your footsteps. As people who have benefited from a university education, you will continue to see the value in higher education. And in your schools, you can support the young people you teach to see university as an option for them too. But we know that no one learns in isolation, and while I hope you will feel that the University of Hertfordshire has provided you with tremendous support through your tutors, I urge you also to think of the others who have made today possible and through so many sacrifices. Your own school teachers, your peers on this course, your friends, and of course, your families. So finally, on behalf of the whole university, my sincere congratulations on your outstanding achievements. I hope you look back on your time as a student here with great fondness. We all thank you for choosing to be with us and wish you the very best for your future lives and careers. Thank you.
Thank you, Sal. We shall now receive the postgraduates of the School of Education, and the candidates are presented by a senior member of academic staff from their school. And I first call upon Dr. Vicky Fitt.
School of Education, Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Primary, Melanie Jane Alder. Michaela Ruth Ansar. Rosina Asmat. With distinction, Anna Catherine Baker-Jones. With distinction, Charlotte Louise Bennett. With distinction, Natalie Ann Bick. With distinction, Emma Julie Billington. Kirsty Victoria Blanks. Sarah Jane Blay. Poppy Bobby. With distinction, Sophie Victoria Brack. With distinction, Margaret Mary Breheny. Benjamin Crawford Brown. Charlotte Louise Buckler. With distinction, Esther Buttle. With distinction, Diane Mary Campkin. Mark Trevor John Chalkley. Pooja Chandarana. With distinction, Alex James Chaplin. Katie Chittenden. Peter Clayton. With distinction, Amy Coleman. Jennifer Ann Cook. With distinction, Kasia Cook. Jennifer Hath Cooper. Louise Sarah Cox. Lauren Erin Cresswell. With distinction, Charlotte Emma Critchell. Helen Elaine Cropley. With distinction, Victoria Alice Cullen. With distinction, David Alexander Cuthbert. Gemma Christine Daly. Kamna Dev. Saoirse Devry Kavanagh. With distinction, Ceridwen Ann Dimmock. Robin Katie Dodd. Rebecca Alice Dowden. Ashley D'Souza. With distinction, Paul Dutton. Teresa Fernandez. Jessica Grace Ferry. Natalie Fitch. With distinction, Katie Anna Fox. Lloyd William Francis. With distinction, Paul John Francis. Natasha Franklin. With distinction, Eleanor Fraser. Laura Jane Gallagher. Sharondeep Kaur Gag. Sam Elliott Goodman. Paige Griffin. Andrew Gilder. Jennifer Hackett. With distinction, Daniel Harwood. Amy Ann Hipgrave. Holly Hode. Emma Mary Louise Hunt. With distinction, Alice Elizabeth Ingham. Gemma Louisa James. Gurmeet Kaur Cambo. Catherine Mary Kitchen. Kadeen Siobhan Elizabeth Lawrence. Joe Lawson. Michelle Lay. Nicholas Graham John Line. Elizabeth Alice Malichewska. Perry James Moranian. Jodie Elizabeth Marsh. Tony Storm Martelli. Rachel Ann Milam. Amy Joanne Morgan. Michelle Ashley Morgan. Samana Fatima Nakvi. Sinead Pamela Nash. Deirdre Ann O'Shea. David James O'Connell. Nicholas Peter Ottaway. With distinction, Sabrine Hamid Parker. America Palmer. Sonal Patani. Uma Patel. With distinction, Katrina Peat. Abby Penning. Francesca Petri. Angelica Pinto. Sarah Claire Pollen. Ian Fraser Pottinger. Melissa Helen Prank. With distinction, Sarah Jane Reynolds. Lucy Richards. Melanie Helen Ring. Zainar Saad. With distinction, Melika Salem. Johanna Sharp. Christine Allison Smith. Belinda Starkey. Kerry Louise Studd. Priya Jayesh Kumar Taylor. With distinction, Emma Georgina Grierson Tabul. Megan Tilby. Claire Veneer. Thomas James Wackett. Fiona Alison Waite. With distinction, Catherine Hope Walker. With distinction, Kate Elizabeth Walters. Bethann Lee Watts. James Wilkinson. With distinction, Kathleen Williams. Kylie Jane Wills. With distinction, Louise Catherine Winston. Gemma Leanne Wolf.
Thank you. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Secondary. With distinction, Shamik Jakar Amin. Alice Anderson Bonner. With distinction, Danielle Louise Angel. Zara Louise Bottier. With distinction, Gillian Mary Chambers. With distinction, Zoe Corner. Emily Linda Furman. With distinction, Kimberly Herbert. Lucy Hoppelman. Susanna Jekyls. Risha Robamputra. Ajitpal Singh Kundi. Anna Maria Kiriakou. Emma Jane Malloy. Christopher Richard Ng. With distinction, Rosemary Ann Rebecca Richards. With distinction, Grace Sivia. With distinction, Amir Shakil Hassan Sheikh. Lakvinder Singh. Nishalini Sivananthan. With distinction, Tom Michael Durwood-Smith. Maria Vineses. With distinction, Natasha Anaval. Tara Louise Wynne. Professional Graduate Certificate in Education in Primary. Danielle Karen Amner. Marie Elizabeth Bonnell. Naomi Faith Clark. Luke Daniel Devine. Joanne Rebecca Hollis. Laura Jane Holt. Philoretta Lika. Roisin Margaret Lyons. Sally Mason. Kirsty Suzanne McLean. Takla Nyamandi. Rika Sisodia. Laura Ann Street. Charlie Robert Webb. Natalie Jane Webb.
It is, of course, a wonderful privilege for me to be the first to congratulate our graduates as they come across the stage, and no less so today. In fact, I was extraordinarily impressed by the smiling faces that came across the stage. And I want to just expand on that in a moment, but we have, as a university, been over the last year considering the future strategy for the university, and we have ambition to become internationally renowned as the UK's leading business-facing university. But as part of the process of developing our strategy, we've been thinking about the values that we want to have as a university. And FACES is the acronym which we came up with. We didn't actually start with FACES and then work through to the actual values. We did it the other way around, but FACES was what we came up with. And FACES for us stands for friendly, ambitious, collegiate, enterprising, and student-focused. And I think, given today's graduation ceremony was for education and for those going into the teaching profession, these values not only, I think, are extraordinarily important for those of us in the university, but I suspect will also be values that those of you who have just graduated might also wish to live up to. In terms of friendly, it's very interesting as you develop your strategic plan, and we went through a very exhaustive, I would say, consultative process within the university, speaking to academics and professional staff through the university, and indeed also to our student body. And it was wonderful, in my view, to come up with our very first value, being friendly. Now, I hope that the graduates, those who graduated today, feel that the university was friendly while they were here, but I hope also that you've made friends with academics at the university, and now that you're alumni of the university, I hope that you retain those friendships and feel that if at any time you would like to come back, visit the university and speak to your former peers and academic colleagues, please do feel free to do so. But I think it's also, for a university, incredibly important that you do make friends while you're here. And certainly, most of us who have been at university will, I'm sure, be able to relate that the friends that we've made at university are friends for life. They're people that we are still friendly with many, many years later. And I'm sure there's something to do with the spirit of a university that allows those friendships to develop. I hope also that when you go out into your workplace, you develop very strong friendships. And indeed, that we can develop friendships not just within this country, but across the world, because I think it's very important in particularly challenging times globally that we do so. I hope also that you're ambitious. The university is an incredibly ambitious university in what I would say the nicest possible sense. I mean, you will see, if you walk around our two campuses, an extraordinary amount of infrastructure building, and that, of course, we're ambitious to create for our students one of the most wonderful environments that we can. But we're also ambitious in terms of the educational experience that our students get. I hope you feel that you've had an extraordinarily rich educational experience. And we are ambitious to make sure that we continue to develop that educational experience for future generations of students. But I hope also that you go away from this university ambitious for yourselves, but not just for yourselves in a personal way, but ambitious for your families and ambitious for your communities, always striving to try and make them better. And I'm sure that you'll do that, and we'll be proud of you for it. Our third value was collegiate. And of course, within a university, being collegiate is massively important. We hope that across the university, people work together and support each other. And indeed, that collegiality is important because we also want to ensure, and we're working hard to try and develop programs which will help do this, ensure that our students actually have a breadth of experience when they come here. And really developing what I call intellectual flexibility, but you can describe it in many different ways. But in essence, we want to make sure that those of you who have been studying education at the university also have a rich experience and are able to rub shoulders with people doing engineering or doing physics, astronomy, maths, or creative arts, or whatever, so that you enrich your lives as a part of your educational experience while you're here. Now, of course, if we want to be the United Kingdom's leading business-facing university, we want you to be enterprising. I was very pleased and interested to hear Sal talk about you bubbling with ideas, innovation, and hopefully, as you go into your profession, developing your leadership. We hope that that enterprising challenge which we give you as a university is something that you take forward. Now, for most of the students and graduates of the university, the student-facing bit, that's the S at the end of faces, which we have as one of our values, is something that we as academics and professional staff in the university want to deliver to you. But of course, for you going into education, it will be equally important. And I hope that throughout your careers, you are able always to think about the children and the students that you're educating and put them right at the forefront of everything you do. So I think that we've ended up, through the consultation process to develop our strategic plan, with an extraordinarily rich set of values, which I hope the university will live up to, and which, if it does, I personally, as its Vice-Chancellor, will be enormously proud of. They're values which I hope to live up to, and I think, given the professions that you're going to go into, they're values that you could all hope to live up to too. So can I commend them to you? If you're able to live up to those values, we will be enormously proud of you. I hope that you will at some point, as alumni, get the opportunity to pass those values on to other students of this university and of other universities who come perhaps to do placements within the schools in which you're working. Now, I know that your student thanker will be wanting to thank your mums, dads and friends and so on, but I just have to add my thanks because, of course, the journey that our students at this university make is made so much easier by the support that their friends, families and colleagues give them, and I would like to add my thanks to you, but also to my colleagues, those sitting immediately behind me, academics and support staff at the university who I think have put a huge amount of energy into the education of our students. So thank you very much for that, and I now have really very great pleasure in calling upon Grace Sivia, who's going to address this assembly on behalf of the graduates. Grace.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I stand here today to deliver a sincere and grateful thanks on behalf of this year's graduates. First of all, we would like to take a moment to consider all of those people that have supported us throughout our journey with the university. A special thanks to partners, family, children and friends. In short, anyone who has struggled to see us over the pile of exercise books or the computer screen throughout our study here. We thank you. And we extend this thanks to our university lecturers, to our educators. These professionals have not only shared their experience and wisdom, but have been there for us to support us when we were doubtful. We thank you. I have described our experience with the university as a journey, and not the sort of journey that you can plan for or pack for, as this has been a true journey of progression. And every person in this room today has experienced their own journey with its own twists and turns, yet with the same destination, one of success. And here we are today in order to celebrate that. I admit, I struggled when trying to come up with something to say today. I could not quite put my finger on something that would be of significance to everyone in this room. And then it hit me. What about this phrase, thank you? It struck me that in order to be in education, in any shape or form, we find ourselves getting really good at saying thank you. Thank you for accepting my application. Thank you for your email. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for stapling 200 booklets in record time. And then the very sarcastic, thank you for that extremely inappropriate comment. But whatever it is in reference to, there is undoubtedly a thank you involved somewhere. And so I don't know about you, but I've gotten really good at thank yous. Yet what is important, and what you might have been feeling as of late, is that this refrain that seems now to define our profession is not always echoed back. So I thought I'd take the opportunity, seeing as this is a vote of thanks, to extend sincerest gratitude for what at times must have seemed like a daunting task. I mean, how do you take a group of novices and ready them for the challenges that lie ahead in an educational climate where the goalposts seem to be constantly changing? And how do you instill that sense of vocation in the minds of people who wake up every morning to headlines decrying our profession? And how do you prepare them for a career where the chief variable each day is the autonomy of your client, the students themselves? The answer? Well, it's simple. You didn't give up. And because you didn't give up, we didn't either. I remember asking my mentor right before my first lesson, what will happen if I just run out of the room? He laughed, and I'm not sure at the time whether he understood the note of seriousness behind that question. Of course, I hoped very much that I would stay in the room with the children, but there was always that possibility, however small, that I would just bolt from the classroom faster than Nicky Morgan from a maths problem. But when it counted the most, all the things I'd learnt from the people in this very room came flooding back. I knew what I was doing, and they believed in me. I didn't run out of the room that day, and I haven't run out of one since. I know what you're thinking. This all sounds a little cliched, particularly coming from an English teacher. Yes, I suppose I could have worked on my synonyms and my superlatives, but honestly, why overcomplicate things? If you've taught us anything, what it all boils down to is really pretty simple. Do what you love and love what you do, and the rest will follow. So thank you for helping us to pack for our journey. We know it will be a long and often arduous path, and we know that there are storms that we will have to weather along the way, whether this be the late nights of planning or the dreaded Ofsted call. What we do know is this: you helped us to pack all the right things. And so, in the words of F. Scott Fitzgerald, tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther, as we beat on, boats against the current. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause to thank both the Vice-Chancellor for receiving the graduates of the School of Education, and to the men and women who have helped us to get where we are today. We thank you.
Grace, thank you very much for that. Now, that concludes the formal part of this morning's proceedings. But could I remind you that there are refreshments awaiting in the de Havilland restaurant, and the academics will be there to mix, and hopefully you can chat to them and ask them how their impressions of your children, partners, whoever, what they are. I wonder now if I could ask you to stand while the academic procession leaves the auditorium.